as much as we want to protect President William Ruto, na tunasema kwamba within the 5 years atakuwa amefanya maendeleo more than any other president because he's sober and whatever, sijui he is most learned, I don't care. We must tell each other the truth. Whether you supported the president, you did not support him. That Ruto may not be necessarily the right or the best president that Kenya thought that we got when he won the presidency. And that doesn't mean that Raila was the better option, because there are people like these who comment this way, wenye huwa wanafikiria kwamba just because Ruto is doing wrong means that Raila could do it better. No, if Raila was the president, nitasema na sitasahau kusema na sitaacha kusema haraka, nitakuwa nikiwaambia, if Raila was the president today, life would be more difficult than it is today, based on whatever he had promised and based on his historical behavior, or you can simply predict what he would do. Life would be more difficult. My only problem with President William Ruto is the fact that he doesn't want to face the problem head on. Let me give an example. Most of the things zenye zinafanya economy inakuwa mbaya saa hizi are not related to global events or whatever. Most of the things zinakuwa expensive because of the depreciation in the Kenyan currency. Let me give an example. For example, in 2022, shilingi ya Kenya ikilinganishwa na dola, $1 was equivalent to around 120 Kenyan shilling. Today, $1 is being equated to 150 Kenyan shilling. So, kuna 30 bob juu. So, in 2022, if something was costing $1, kama unataka kuimport kitu yenye ilikuwa ina cost $1, in 2022 ungelipa 120. Assuming that hiyo kitu haija change value, haija change price, imekaa tu mahali ilikuwa at $1 in 2022, sahi bado iko $1 in 2023, that thing, the same thing that is costing $1 utainunua at 150. So bei ya hiyo kitu imepanda from 120 to 150, not because internationally or globally that hiyo kitu imepanda bei. Imepanda kwa sababu shilingi ya Kenya imedepreciate in value. Is it something we cannot be able to control? No. We only need to ask ourselves, why is the Kenyan shilling losing value every now and then? The only simple way to explain that is by understanding why does something increase in price. Because simply inamaanisha dollar imekuwa more expensive. Why does something become more expensive? It is when the demand of that thing inakuwa juu. That means Kenyans are demanding dollars today more than they demanded in 2022. So why are they demanding dollars at a very high rate? I think, in my opinion, it's because the government is not in control of its currency, and the government is not in control of foreign currency, because mostly foreign currency comes into Kenya in form of dollars. Let me explain. In about 20 years ago, when central bank was active and when central bank was good in its work, when central bank was doing its work, if you are a trader and you wanted to import goods into Kenya, and those goods had only to be bought in US dollar, because the Kenyan shilling was not globally, and it's still not globally accepted, you needed to go to central bank, explain yourself, say that I want to import, I am a trader and I want to import such and such product, and that product is going to cost me certain amount of dollars. Then the central bank was to issue you with a certificate, recognize you as an importer. You are issued with a certificate, and the central bank knew how much dollars that you needed to use or to consume, and so they were in control of any foreign currency that was getting into Kenya. At the same time, if a visitor, or what do I call them, foreigners came to Kenya and they came in foreign currency, at the entrance into Kenya, they needed to change their currency from their country's currency, be it the dollar, be it the pound, be it the Ugandan shilling, be it whatever. They needed to change it through the central bank and then use the Kenyan shilling in the Kenyan market, because the Kenyan market and the Kenyan economy must be run and is run using the Kenyan shilling, not any other currency. That's why it's our economy. Okay? But now, if you look at the situation today, walk into any commercial bank, you have dollars. They don't even want to know where you got those dollars from. You can simply, any commercial bank, you can simply go into the bank and exchange that dollar without even explaining why you need the dollar or why you need to convert the dollar from into the Kenyan shilling, without even explaining where you got it from or where you are taking the money. Okay? If you go to places like Eastleigh, Nairobi West, Westlands, all those places, the dollar is being used as a medium of exchange. I mean, they're not using, most of the traders there are not using our Kenyan shilling. So what happens? The Kenyan shilling there is not more important. Whatever is important is the dollar. So the demand for, a dollar that is not justified, unjustified foreign currency is so high in Kenya. And that money, even the central bank doesn't know how much we have in terms of foreign currency in the country. Leave alone that. Go to Mombasa, go to Malindi, go to Kwale, go to Lamu, at the beach there, around the coastal strip, where the foreigners are coming and they have dollars and they need to use the Kenyan shilling, you'll meet some useless guys who look like chokoras, holding hundreds of thousands of shillings, millions of shillings in terms of cash. And when they see you, when you look at them, they just start counting money. What are they doing? They're trying to tell you, if you have a foreign currency, come and exchange here. So foreign currency is coming to Kenya without necessarily the central bank controlling it, without the government knowing how much of the foreign currency has come to Kenya. And people are actually trading with this currency without the government knowing that they are trading, and without government controlling, because they know, but they cannot control, because some of them are the beneficiaries of that foreign currency. Finally, I'm just asking a final question. I heard from President Uhuru Kenyatta that from the government, 2 billion shillings is being stolen every day. I have not heard President William Ruto saying that money has stopped being stolen, or defending that it was not actually being stolen. So the question is, after stealing, where do they store the money? Where do they keep that money? Do they keep it in the Kenyan economy? Do they keep it in the Kenyan bank? Because then it means 2 billion should be reflecting into Kenyan banks every day. Every day 2 billion should be reflecting into Kenyan banks or into the Kenyan economy. You should be seeing those politicians and those stealing the money, starting companies and starting big businesses that should be employing these people. Okay? But what do they do? They know how they avoid the Kenyan economy, they avoid the central bank, they avoid any bank in Kenya, and invest in foreign countries, invest in Dubai. You hear a governor has a hotel in Dubai, a governor has something in Canada, a president has not invested in Kenya, but a president has invested in another country billions of dollars, and nobody is asking them any question. So if the president really wants to help the economy of Kenya to grow, if the president wants this economy of Kenya to grow and to stand on its feet, he must be willing to face the problem head on and say enough is enough. Stop the unjustified foreign currency from circulating in the Kenyan economy. Seal all these loopholes, because he is the accounting officer of this economy. He is the accounting officer of all the government institutions in Kenya. Before nimalize hii video, nataka nikukumbushe there is an investment opportunity in Malindi. An acre of land is selling at 330,000 with ready title deed. After paying this 330,000 cash, you will not need to pay any other money for you to get a title deed. You will pay cash, then in 14 days, you'll get your title deed. If you want to invest with them, you can slide to my bio on TikTok. Utapata link ya WhatsApp. Hiyo link itakupeleka kwa group ya WhatsApp ambayo utauliza maswali yote kuhusu hii shamba, utatumiwa title deed kwa inbox yako, utatumiwa kila kitu yenye unahitaji, and from that you will start the buying process.